첫 번째 연사로 요즘에 한국에서 좀 각광도 많이 받고 있고, 그다음에 3세대 블록체인으로서 되게 고성능 퀄리티를 구현할 수 있는 블록체인인 온톨로지의 리준 CEO를 모시도록 하겠습니다. 이 자리에 나올 때 큰 박수 부탁드리기 바랍니다. Please welcome Lee Jun.
That's fine. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and it's so glad to first time to introduce Ontology project to Korea community. And today, of course, is introduce the Ontology project, but I also want to discuss the future of blockchain industry and the future of public blockchain. And this kind of idea exchange, and maybe everyone can give their own thoughts about the future of blockchain industry. And we can discuss where the blockchain industry or where the public blockchain in next phase. So first topic is quite clear, is what is ontology? Okay, actually ontology is quickly is two parts. One is public blockchains with new architecture. So how to define the public blockchain with new architecture? I will discuss later about that. Another strategy line about ontology is dispute trust cooperation platform. So why we build the two kinds of components, two directions for ontology project? Because those two parts actually is integration parts to form a useful or workable public blockchain platform. That's not only is one plus another one, it's an integration part. I will explain for that in next phase. First part, we will discuss about the public blockchain with new architecture. So how to define a lot of new architecture? Why we need the new architecture for public blockchains? First topic is talk about public blockchains, success and challenges. One thing is comparison between the public blockchain with permission blockchain or private blockchain. Actually, I'm also co-founder of OnChain. OnChain is a company in China. It's private blockchain solution for the government, financial institution, and enterprise. We have done a lot of blockchain solution for different, it's kind of permission blockchain or kinds of private blockchain in some same company internally. But those solutions workable technically. They can work in the technical side. But for business side, you will find it cannot be used in a large scope, a real business scenario. That is, we figure out since blockchain is built trust in large scope, we cannot only use private blockchain to just focus very small scope. That is not workable in business. It's workable in technically. So the public blockchain is the future, based on our experience or our thinking about that. Since our team already have experience about public blockchain and both permission blockchain. But when you review current public blockchain, you will find still a lot of challenges. Of course, public blockchain already become very successful. You already heard some Ethereum, even Bitcoin, also kind of public blockchain for some digital currency. But still facing a lot of challenge or issues. Two is most important. First one is performance. Like Ethereum, maybe you build some games or some large ICO, you will find the performance will slow down very quickly. When you touch real business scenario in large scope, the performance single blockchain is difficult to support those kind of large scope business scenario use. Another actually is, from my point of view, is more important issues, is how to meet the different specific requirements from a real business scenario. Why is this? When you review currently blockchain digital assets part, it's more like a kind of only focus on digital assets exchange, those kind of scenario. When you touch a real scenario, you will figure out there's a lot of specific requirements. All those requirements not only in the decentralized application level, the app level, it's also need some deeply customization for the infrastructure level. Sometimes they need their own governance modules or consensus models, governance the mechanism, and also have their permission policy, etc. That means you need the deeply framework to support those kind of the customization for that. So that's is Ontology is try to do a new infrastructure about that. Okay, sorry, the seems not workable. I worked on that. Let's check this. So Ontology is called as new architecture is called chain network. Why we use that is means multiple chain public solution. In the low level, the first level, we will have the multiple common blockchain service. That means one or multiple public blockchain, private common service for that. And based on that, you can have the interaction chain and the server chains. Server chain can be do the deeply customization for different business scenario. For example, the community or financial service, you can based on your scenario to do the customization, build your own blockchain, public blockchain, and use different protocol embedded in the smart contract to do the interaction based on that. That means you can be the flexible for the scalability, support more scenario for different blockchains. Of course, and you have a chance to do the deeply customization for your specific requirements. Maybe you select different consensus model for that. So how to support those kind of models? Except for the public blockchain for the ontology level, we also provide this kind of modularized framework. The modularized means in this blockchain framework, you can build your own blockchain and have the option for different modules. For example, the consensus modules, we have several versions, BFT-based consensus. You also can choose POW or POS to build your own blockchain. For the smart contracts, we have the NVM, NeoVM version, and also is Ontology Watson, and you can choose different virtual machine and to support your smart contract and build your own blockchain. And all those blockchain will work together with the protocols. When you talk about interchain protocols, currently is more talk about digital assets exchange between different blockchain. But that is only one kind of scenario for the interaction between blockchains. A lot of business scenarios still need different kind of protocol to link together. For some simple protocol like the identity or account system mapping, or some dispute data exchange, and even more complex, the dispute process, the cooperation. And of course, digital assets exchange also is kind of the protocol to work together. So we need not only one interchain protocol, need protocol groups that every blockchain have their the choice to select different protocol to interaction together. So that is new kind of architecture, one to improve some issue for current public blockchain. So based on that, we will not do only focus on infrastructure level. So the infrastructure level, first level, we have the ontology network chains, the multiple chain network. Based on that, a lot of module protocol and SDK API. All those important ones is SDK API of almost every blockchain have the SDK API. But the common modules I will discuss about more. When you have those kind of public, the chain network structure, is that good enough? Maybe not. When you do a business, real business, the case, you still need a link to a lot of different real business scenario. That means you need many different modules to support your scenario. I will explain that in the second part about the dispute trust cooperation part. And the applications or the use cases will be done by our partners. We are only focused on the infrastructure level and support different scenarios based on that. So based on those kind of philosophy to design the ontology project or product, within the first version, every half year, we will have a new version for ontology platform. This is first version, the design for the ontology. Actually, ontology have three Currently, the first version have 3 versions. Ontology infrastructure includes Ont blockchains. Right? Blockchains means there will be one or multiple public common blockchain private service. Ontology blockchain frameworks is a modularized framework to support to do the deeply customization to build your own blockchain based on your own different business scenario. And Ontology interchain protocols. We are not only private our protocol, interchain protocols, we are also try to adapt with some famous interchain protocol if they can be workable, can prove. Currently still have a one protocol have been proved is large scope used. So we will follow for that. That means you can have a different option to support that. And at the module level, we have an ontology ID, the ontology data, and ontology scope. I will discuss about those kind of level in the distribute, the network part, and later. And at the application level, we will have ON2 is an integrated application. They can manage your digital assets, your identity, your data, even your social media, and a different kind of verifiable owner, the self-client. Ontology TSE is trust search engine. It's very similar with Google, and you can search out different the people, the things, the objects, the service in ontology network. The difference with current internet, the search engines, you can easily to verify the result you searched out. What is good, what is bad, what is true or what is not. And there is data exchange framework based on that. So that is briefly for the ontology, the technical infrastructure level, chain network level, we are supported to do. Currently, we already open source and we are launch the first version in this quarter, and all those modules in the first version already be there. And next, I want to highlight one thing is today we just released a new consensus module, a new consensus algorithm. It's called VBFT. VBFT is POS plus VRF, verified random function, and plus BFT. And ontology will be the one of the first integrated the VRF function in the consensus module. And this consensus module will use POS to get to select the consensus node, the validated node. It passes POS and to into the second level use the VRF to select the final every round, to select random, select the final the validator group, and use BFT to get the finalize the consensus process. And several key things is when you select those kind of validator, not means your post more token will got selection, not only this way. Yes, you post more token, you can have a more high probability to become a validator. But when you in the validator group, the reward from the validator for validator will be very similar. We will use another distribute to allocate the token. That means those kind of consensus module can find a balance between the decentralized and the performance. If you are interested in, because time limitation is nice, if you're interested in, you can follow our paper about the VBFT. And that is not only a paper, already have been implemented in code. If you're interested in tomorrow, you can to our GitHub to check the code, the VBFT. But our consensus module, just I mentioned, modularized consensus module is more than that one consensus part. Currently, we already have the VBFT, just I mentioned, included the VRF, DBFT, delegate BFT, already be there, and the RBFT is implemented. I don't want to explain one by one. I just show which kind of module. The POS consensus module, POW, being consensus the ontology framework. If you build your own public blockchain based on ontology framework, you can choose different consensus module based on your scenario for that. Ontology, the first version, the mainnet, will use VBFT as the first version for that. The TPS for VBFT without sharding is currently is more than the 5K TPS, 5K the 5,000 TPS to 10,000. Currently, we are do the operation to add the more the parallel the validating and parallel execution. And based on that, we estimation is easily to over the 10K. And the validate group can launch to the thousands group, not only 21, it's thousands. Compare with US, right? US supernodes is quite hot topic right now. Of course, the performance is important, but when you review checklists, is why we use blockchain? Because it is give us a decentralized capability. We can do that not only depend on one single company, one single organization. So performance is important, but you should find balance between performance and the decentralized level. And for smart contract, just as I mentioned, you also a lot of choice for smart contract. In the first version, you have the NeoVM in Go language. You know the NeoVM is kind of the design, the standards. In Neo blockchain, it's being implemented in C# language for Microsoft. And in Ontology, we have implemented in Go language for NeoVM, the first version. This part, and also we have the competitors and the IDE to support that. For this part, currently we can use support the C#, Java, JavaScript, Python, and Go language to build your smart contract. Another, we just add a new virtual machine called Ontology Wasm, and we built that the Wasm in Go language, and they can support the C and C++ and the Rust language. Almost cover all the mainstream language right now. Okay, the first topic is about technology. That is the first part of Ontology, the new public blockchain with new architecture. And the second part, before the second part, talk about the distributed trust cooperation platform, I want to discuss with you a topic where the blockchain become a mainstream industry. Yes, blockchain is quite popular right now in China, Korea, even US and Europe. But when you review currently blockchain industry, you will find that is another parallel world. It's our own world. The link with currently real business scenario, real business world is very weak. We still do our own business, change digital assets, ICO, or a lot of things. All those things you will find, okay, this seems not linked to my daily life, not to link to my real business. So where blockchain to become a mainstream industry, like internet did today, that is the key answer is where the blockchain to impact or be involved in to the real business scenario. Not owning digital assets, not owning investment, not owning ICO. So to answer those questions, where blockchain can support a real business scenario, you need to answer another question. What is key value of blockchains? I think everyone talk about a lot of blockchains, the advantage, blockchains, the benefits. But why we use blockchain only one word? You have heard about this word many times. The value of blockchain, only one word, trust. But I believe everyone already heard or say this word many times. Because every time people talk about blockchain, always talk about, okay, that is build trust. But when you think deeply, where the trust actually from? How to build the trust? Where the trust? That in our daily life, in our business process, in our the governance, the social governance, where the trust actually from? So I just categorized the trust source to 3 dimensions to analyze the trust source. First one is trust based on technology. Like the say or Batrix biometrics or electronic, the signature, all those kind of technical trust. The trust built based on the technology. But all those trust is called of functionality, functional trust source. Why the blockchain? People think blockchain is so important because in blockchain is the first time we can build a complex ecosystem or mechanism only based on technology. Without governments, without company, we can build the trust mechanism, complex mechanism, whole process only based on technology. But the question is that good enough? Maybe not. Yes, blockchain can help you support your digital assets and the digital assets exchange. That's true. But when you review your daily life, your house, your certificate, even your money, not protected by ontology, by blockchain or the technology, but most is still supported by the second dimension, legal system from a different country. So the decentralized not means they will replace the centralized trust source. That means they will integrate the centralized trust source. That means a lot of real business scenario, even your daily life, still be supported by legal system, not only technology. So currently, when we talk about the technology and the legal system, so okay, you can say, okay, technology plus legal system, is that all trust come from? Maybe still not. Another important trust source is from the community, people by people. In the ancient age, long time ago, you will find there is no technology, no governments, no legal system. How people do the cooperation together is I trust you, you trust me. Just because you know me very clearly. Even you know my father, my grandfather, you know whole family of me. So you can trust me and you're willing to lend some money to me and to support me. That is the original trust source. But they have a very big issue about those kind of trust sources, high cost. How many people you can know clearly to trust him to do the cooperation? It's high cost. We are not 100 people is a limitation. You can trust them to do that. So a lot of technology currently is to try to use technology to enlarge the community trust. The Google's PageRank algorithm is kind of community trust between pages. And also the PGP network and ID 2020. They can use the technical technical tools to support the community trust. But that's still not good enough because they have not common platform for that. So we already have the 3 different dimensions. All those dimensions is trust from technology, legal system, community, people by people. We have a lot of technology to support that. But when you review our daily life, what is the reality of the trust ecosystem we have today? You will find lots of issues for the trust issues. I don't want to explain one by one. Maybe you can list more based on your own experience and industry. When you review your daily life and the daily business process, you will find most the cost actually will be used for the build the trust, evaluate trust, and the user trust. Actually, everyone, if like the gold, they can easily to know which people is good or not, which people is bad. All our cooperation costs will be very, very low because many costs were to used for the trust. Like the financial institution, what is key things about financial institution? Risk control is only one to build the trust, evaluate trust. So that's of the issue based on that. So what is kind of things we want to use for that and the blockchain? We want to have an integrated platform. They can integrate different trust source. Maybe it's from technology, maybe from legal system, maybe from people, from community. To integrate it together and can use this automatically with a very low cost to support our trust cooperation based on that. That is another part Ontology is doing, is distributed trust cooperation platform. So we want to build this infrastructure to integrate. I want to highlight one thing is, everyone talk about blockchain is called a decentralized platform. Is how to define the real useful blockchain platform is kind of the integrated centralized trust source and decentralized trust source together use a decentralized way approach a platform to do that. That not means we will replace the trust source, replace the government, replace the bank. No, we just integrated them in a decentralized platform. You can easily use different trust sources to work together and can build a more large trust cooperation. So based on that, we can talk about some scenarios we are doing for the components and to quickly understand what you do. The first part is multiple source identity system. That is a framework. In the first version, already implemented a DID protocol from W3C. It's called the Decentralized Identity Framework. That means you can easily link different identity surveys about you. Maybe from school, from government, from company, and or from your friends, from your family, from a different kind of source. Everyone can be a verification provider. You can link all your trust source be here, and you needn't put your personal information on blockchain. You just kind of linking. That means you can build your own trust package. Whenever you go, what kind of business cooperation you are doing, you can easily prove yourself. That is important. Easily prove yourself. Currently, when you review your current work, you prove yourself is difficult and high cost. Because maybe you can prove use some passports, okay, I'm a Korean or I'm a Chinese, that is easy. But you went deeply, okay, what is my background? What is experience? What is my things I have done? What is kind of people I know? All those things is not so easy to prove yourself, especially when you apply some financial institutions. So that's kind of a trust package to help you to get the trust package to prove yourself. And other peoples, no matter they know you or not, they can easily verify all the information you're private, what is true or what is not. So that is a decentralized identity management part. So that means everyone, I don't want to explain the details very closely. Also, beside that, not only link the governments or company or school, you also can create your own trust information, new information. For example, you can set a verifiable client. I can list a client, so I am a senior blockchain architect. But when we announce that, it's not good enough. I even can announce I'm a president of United States. But how do people trust you? Everyone can give you a signature about your client, your information. Once you got some high trust level signature, people will choose, okay, even I don't know what your said is true or not, but some people I trust have give you a signature. I can trust your client. That means you can create your own trust package information more easily. So link the multiple trust source. So this idea can easily not only used for people, they can be easily used for the objects. As mentioned, everyone can be identity service ontology. Those ideas can easily lead for objects. The car or the machine and the different objects, you can tracking his life cycle. Who is the creator? Who is the owner? What kind of transaction done by those kind of things? When you do some second-hand car exchange or transaction, you can easily verify the car's the history and the different data. You needn't any kind of the company to help you to do that. You can do that peer-to-peer directly based on that. And those ideas even can be used in more large scope, the life cycle, tracking life cycle. They can be used to the virtual content. The article, the news, the picture, the video, the audio, all those things can be management as an entity, trust entity. You can tracking the source, where the picture from, who is taking the picture, who the picture is transferred to who, what kind of will be used. So this can tracking the people, the objects, the virtual content. So based on that entity, you can build your dispute content exchange ontology by yourself. And of course, data. All the data is linked to some kind of entity. It's also based on the distributed data protocol, and you can build your own to build a data exchange ontology based on that. So those kind of the common modules can support people to build the real business based on that. The real business not only digital world, blockchain digital world, it actually can be supported by the real business or the real world legal system. That means it integrated the electronic contract, electronic signature. Once you got some conflicts in those kind of transaction on blockchain, you also, some case, you also can find supports from the legal system in different countries or areas. The cooperation system, that is a real case. In US, a lot of the doctor and the pharmacy, they don't know. They are not in the same hospital. They actually don't know each other. They just send some electronics, the prescription to the pharmacy. The pharmacy need to verify, okay, is the doctor have a license? That is high cost for the corporation. In US, build a lot of vertical, the IT system supports the corporation. And actually, those kind of cooperation in our daily life is a lot of those kind of cooperation. You cannot do one process just only in a company. A lot of those kind of cooperation between company and even between countries. You need a common platform to easily to do this kind of dispute cooperation system. And of course, community. When you build some online community, you're difficult to verify the community members. Is the background is true or not? Many communities, yes, this is blockchain technology community, but a lot of investors or different people also be in there. It's difficult to verify, to control your community and build a reputation system in your community. And another important thing is reputation and rating system. That is actually key things. In US, have the FinCo. I guess some people know the FinCo part. In China, it's only two kind of scores. One is from a central bank. It's about a credit card. If you the credit card record history. Another is from Alibaba. Do you know the Alibaba group? It's called the Sesame score. That Sesame score credit score already be used in everywhere. You can use a score, okay, apply some financial service and buy a car, a lot of things. But all those score backend only is your record in the e-commerce website. A lot of people, even the rich people, they have no those kind of records. So it means in the future, everyone should have a different rating score based on different information. You can use a different credit score for different business scenario. That means you build your own disputed rating and reputation on blockchain. Can be verifiable and trust for that. And the final case just mentioned is financial service dispute. What is different? Dispute financial service and current financial service. That means risk control. Before I'm doing risk control in the financial institutions, risk control is a key thing of financial institution. But one day you find, okay, every customer to your bank, to your financial institution, they can prove themselves automatically. You needn't any risk control system. You can easily, automatically verify all the information they have. You just send money to them. That means the role be changed. You change the business model or business process or mechanism. You can find another way to do the business. Everyone can find another way to apply your financial service. So you can build insurance or financial service, banking, or you can do this way to try to. We also, in China, we are working together with some financial institution to try to private distribute financial service maybe in this year. And you can check, okay, how difference with this kind of model with current model. Yeah. Okay. The distinction I can, maybe everyone from different the industry. I use those cases just one to, as an example to help you to know how to analyze based on the new distributed trust ecosystem. Maybe you can figure out more scenario based on this way. That means this kind of change or reform current business process for them. Talk about ecosystem very quickly. Okay. Ecosystem is ontology. We're owning the trust network part. We will private all the common modules and protocols. You can build your different service based on that. No matter you have a blockchain technology background or not, you can just use those module SDK API directly, build your own decentralized service. And also we can, if you don't know how to design the process, we can provide some consulting service for you, help you to design the decentralized service process in the industry. That is we are focused on. We will not directly to touch the service. We are focused on infrastructure level. And talk about regulation. Oh, sorry. Regulation is a very hot topic, especially in China. So how to meet a regulation? If you're owning one single blockchain, you have the stable consensus module, governance module, process, and token mechanism. You're difficult to meet different requirements, regulation requirements. But if you have a chain network, maybe you have an option for that. You can build a different blockchain with different mechanism, token ecosystem or token mechanism, meet different requirements in different country or areas and link to the protocols. So that's a way, that means you can meet different regulation requirements, maybe cross-country, cross-industry, even cross-legal system to support that. And partners, of course, partners, Ontology is a non-profit project. All the partners important is verification service private. We already link a lot of the verification private from governments, from big company, from KYC company, AML company, and also from a community. And everyone from you can be the service private. You can private your verification service for your friends, for your family, for your workmates. So everyone can be a leader. So individual and the application service private, all is Ontology family. About that, I want to mention two things. One is Ontology will have the 12% token to reward the community for free. And another, the 10%, the tokens will reward technical community for free. So check us. So we want to build a more better community and the ecosystem. That's that. Okay. I want to announce some core builder plan partner, the first batch of partners. Almost all top level virtual capital already in Ontology core builder plan. Like Sequoia and Matrix, Danhua, and there's some China top level company. Of course, the Hushed already be here, and from Korea already be here, and more partner will be listed. Why this time we will link a lot of the traditional virtual capital. You may think the Matrix or Sequoia, they actually is not the invest the token base before token based project. They only invest equity the project, because we want to link all those the portfolio in the real world, help them to implement a decentralized service ontology. That is a strategy for them. Finally, highlights on-chain. I'm also co-founder of on-chain. On-chain is the technical service company behind the ontology. On-chain is be listed in China, the FinTech 50 in last 2 years. That is only one blockchain company in China be listed twice. Okay. And roadmap, just I mentioned, 2 direction: chain network, public and chain network, and trust ecosystem. We have 2 teams to do the 2 direction. The team, one team is for the infrastructure level, another team for the trust platform. Infrastructure level, in this year, this quarter we'll have the very small. I just explained that. In this quarter, we will have a first version mainnet with our new consensus models. And also, we will have the first version chain networks in the same architecture. And also, the 3 years, we will do this part. And the trust ecosystem, the ID, the data exchange, ID framework, identity framework, the data exchange protocol, and the reputation systems goals all will be released in this year. So you can use and build your own decentralized service ontology in this year very quickly, easily. And some first batch projects already be open sourced in GitHub. If you are a technical guy, you are welcome to the community to work together with us. And the final topic, of course, exchange. If you're interested in ontology as a supporters or investors, you can get exchange in those. We hope we can list Korea exchange very soon. We are working for that. And yes, currently you can find the ontology token on those exchanges. Okay, all exchanges be here. Thank you. If you need more information, ont.io. Okay.
네, 질문 받도록 하겠습니다. 저희가 여기 무선 마이크가 네. Okay. There are 2 questions. Okay, gentlemen. Yeah.
You mean different with new, right? Okay. Ontology is another public platform with Neo. So in technical is no directly link with Neo, but we also will do some cooperation in some technical investigation for this part. And for the direction for the 2 public blockchain, Neo will more focus on digital assets and exchange, decentralized exchange, and digital economy. Ontology maybe will more focus on link to the real business scenario. That means maybe in ontology we will not have a lot of ICO on ontology. Ontology also will have token, but all those tokens will support the scenarios to use those kind of things. Okay, you mean the identity? Yeah. The identity already be done because the smart contract already be in the GitHub. That means in mainnet Q2 we will release the identity part. Q1 is just a testnet. We will do testnet. Q2 this quarter we will release the mainnet. Yeah, we will release together. And in that time, maybe you can register your identity ontology ID and you can manage your trust package. In that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we have a guideline in our GitHub how to involve in this part. It's kind of two kind of thing, 2 kind of approach you can get a reward for. One is if you find, okay, I want to do a new application or modules, you can propose your proposal in GitHub. And once your proposal discussed with us, once proposal be approved, you will set your estimation. For example, okay, how many efforts for the proposal? We will set for you. Once you finish that, pass the testing, you can get the rewards. Another, if you want to do the organization, the community, technical community, for example, the Korea, I want to organization community. I can organize more than 100 technical community be there. We will set a foundation for your community. You can do the election to select your management, to manage the foundation, and to select your project, reward project by yourself. But only one is those kind of projects should be in Ontology ecosystem. That is, you can use that. Okay.
By my understanding, to expand the trust network quickly, I thought talking to the centralized institutions would be very important. Yeah. Is it right?
Yes.
Are you doing any kind of activities talking to Chinese institutions or Korean institutions or any other countries?
Sure, that is good question actually, because everyone when they build the blockchain platform, they only talk about decentralized. Seems like all centralized organization will disappear. No, that is not true. That is Ontology is doing, so we need to link more and more centralized service. Currently, we already built the business development teams in China and globally. There's some member is from Europe or from US. We want to link to the different trust centralized the organization. Help them to private their service Ontology. For example, the identity service. The country we talk about China governments, the EID system to prove your the nationality. And also CFCA is the largest CA system in financial the industry in China. And also we also link to some university. They can private your the verification for your education background. Not only your certificate, but also your behaviors in the history or in the university also can be recorded. So all those kind of trust source can link together. Maybe also some kind of trust source from a community, from a people by people. It's kind of decentralized trust source also can be used. We could integrate it. So we will do we have our own business development team to do that. But we want to more and more partner to help us to link those kind of trust source automatically or in global. Yeah.
Okay, we can accept one more questions from the gentleman back there.
Sorry, I'm not very. You mean the risk, right? Risk for Ontology. In the initial phase last year, I think the risk is maybe the technology risk because chain network is quite challenging to do that. So we do a lot of the investigation and also have reversed our architecture design. I mean detail architecture. Today you just see the high level diagram. Actually, a lot of the specification level design needed to be done. But today, I'm quite confident for the technology part because we already designed a new consensus module, new mechanism, economic mechanism, and also figure out some interchain the cooperation. So the technology part still have a risk, but the risk is low. Another risk, just similar his question, how to link more and more centralized trust source to there. That is the infrastructure to support your business to running on the real world. That is, since Ontology still is kind of startup, even the no-profits community project. So how to build those kind of motivation or mechanism to let those kind of service link to Ontology, that is challenging things. We are also thinking about that. But one strategy for this challenge is let him get benefits. For example, why we do the dispute financial service by ourselves. That means once those financial institutions find, okay, you can do the financial service with so low cost, got more profits, they are willing to do that automatically. We just a private API. We have no enough people, enough team member to link one by one, talk about the one by one. No, we want to build an example and use the API, let him to link to automatically. That is two things. Another thing is challenges maybe from other projects. We have an ecosystem competition like EOS or the other things. But we are quite confident about that because China also have lots of talents for that, technical talents. Okay, thank you.
All right, so this is it for Mr. Li Jun. Thank you very much.